Do what?
What you were thinking of doing.
How would you know what I was thinking?
Oh, we make it our business to know lots of things.
Look, whatever you're selling, I'm not interested. Please, just leave me alone.
No. You don't understand. I've got a job to do.
I said leave me alone.
This isn't going very well. Well, you said this is going to be easy. But he won't listen. I know why. At first you don't succeed. Blah, blah. Have you ever read Tom Sawyer?
What?
Now there's an industrious young man who never gave up, even when the chips were down. You know why, George?
Who cares?
Because he cared about others, George, not about himself, but about the people who needed him.
You called me George. How do you know my name?
I know all about you, George. I've watched you grow up from a little boy.
How could you now? I've never seen you before.
You haven't needed to till now. How's the weather? Looks like it's not bleeding.
Yeah, that's the answer I got prior to a little bit ago.
No, George. I'm the answer to your prayer.
Who are you?
Clarence Oddbody, AS2.
Oddbody, AS2. What's that AS2?
Angel, second class.
Now I know I've lost my mind.
Not yet, but you're well on your way. Besides, it's ridiculous to think of killing yourself over a measly $8,000.
How did you know that?
I told you, George. I'm your guardian angel.
Well, you look like the kind of angel I get, I'll give you that much. Sort of a fallen angel. Now, what happened to your wings?
I haven't won my wings yet. That's why I'm an angel, second class. But you're going to change all that.
I am? How?
By letting me help you.
The only way you can help me is to get $8,000 before the clock strikes 12. After that, my life turns into a pumpkin.
Sorry, but we don't use money in heaven.
Oh, that's right, I keep forgetting. Well, down here you can't live without it. And if truth be known, I'm worth a lot more dead than alive.
George, you mustn't say things like that. I won't get my wings with that attitude. Besides, you don't know how much you're worth. Why, if it hadn't been for you...
If it hadn't been for me, everybody I know would be a lot better off. Everybody. My wife, my kids, my friends.
You sure got a lot of friends, I'll give you that. Why, they jammed up our airwaves for over an hour now.
What are you talking about?
Prayers, when they're apart with their mighty powerful missiles. And the one for you, why, they lit up our entire celestial system.
Why? How?
Well, because you've been such an important influence on their lives, George, just like Tom Sawyer.
Since when?
Ever since you saved your brother when he fell through the ice.
That was instinct. Besides, I was only 12.
There are other boys there that day, some of them older and better swimmers. They didn't nod their heads to their instincts. Only you did.
He was my brother.
I know, but what about Gower when you saved him from ruin? That wasn't instinct, that was courage. Deep-seated and a rat full of that courage.
But he had just received a telegram telling him his son had died.
I know. And he turned me through and through by drowning his sorrow in a bottle. Remember?
George! George, are you out there? Yes, Mrs. Blaine, that medicine should have been there an hour ago. I assure you, it'll be there in the next 5 minutes. Where's Mrs. Blaine's box of capsules? Why couldn't you deliver them?
I couldn't.
Why couldn't you deliver them?
You're hurting my story, Mr. Guy.
What kind of games are you playing, boy? Don't you know that Blaine's boy is very sick?
Mr. Gower, you don't know what you're doing. You put something wrong in those capsules.
You lazy loafer.
I know what you're feeling, Mr. Gower. You got the telegram today, and it upset you. I understand that. But you put something bad in those capsules.
What are you talking about?
Just look at the bottle you took the powder from. It's not right. I swear it isn't. I tried to tell you when you were filling out the order, but you wouldn't listen.
Oh, George, I'm so sorry I didn't...
Please don't hurt my ear. I promise I won't ever tell anyone. I won't
And you've never been? Not to this day. That's why.
He's always cared about young people. Gave lots of us our first job.
Well, he especially never stopped caring about you, George. Remember that fancy suitcase you got when you finally got your name up to college?
That was 1,000 years ago.
You always use a good help, George.
How can I ever thank you, Mr. Gower?
Graduating with honors, I'm sure that would make us all very proud. Yeah, fat chance.
Lay you bet, little brother.
Can't off my pants. How do I look?
Like a goon in a penguin suit. Now where's the funeral?
That's enough, you two. You look very nice, Harry.
Of course he does. My tux.
And what's your verdict on Tilly? Do I look good enough to eat?
If you come near me, young man, I'll hit you with this purse.
Aunt Tilly, I'm in love with you. It was a full moon out tonight.
Harry, that's enough.
Hey, Mom, I gotta borrow the car. Gotta take over a lot of plates and stuff.
Whose plates?
I'm the chairman of the Eats Committee, Mom, and we're short a couple different things.
Now wait a minute, Harry. You can't use my Sunday china. Was your grandmother's and her mother's before that? Are you listening to me?
We're all going to miss you, George.
Thank you, Violet.
Say, that's some dress you got on there. Why, this something? It's just a hand-me-down, like Harry's. Well, it sure is pretty, isn't it, George?
What? Oh, the dress. Yes, it's real nice, Violet.
Well, I guess I better be going. The dance does start in another half hour. Why don't you, drop by later on?
Just might do that.
Hope you do. Goodbye now. Wonder if you're kind of walking down to school? Oh, that won't be necessary. Take care, George.
Yeah, you too, Violet.
Come on, Harry. See you around, George.
Say, Uncle Billy, where's Pop?
I have to finish my session with Potter board meetings tomorrow.
Now, I thought when Pop put him on the board director, he'd ease up on us. No one's eating that old money-grabbing buzzard anyway.
Oh, he's a sick man, George. Sick in his mind, sick in his soul. He hates anyone who has anything he can't have. Hates us mostly, I'm afraid.
After you graduate, you wouldn't consider coming back to the building alone with us, would you, George?
No, not me, Uncle Billy. I couldn't face being cooped up in a shabby little office for the rest of my life. I'm sorry, but the thought of spending all my life trying to figure out how to save 3 cents on a length of pipe, no, I'd go crazy. I want to do something big, something important.
Well, you know, George, I think your dad and I could, in a small way, we are doing something cool. This deep down in the soul of a man who has a roof and walls and a fireplace on Saturday evening, and we'd like to feel as we're helping him get those things.
But you have to admit, Billy, this town is no place for anyone who isn't willing to call a Potter. Now, you've got talent, George. We've all seen it. Go on, get yourself an education, and get out of here if you must.
Have any idea what you want to do, George?
Well, sure, I want to build things like skyscrapers, maybe even cities. Why, it's been a dream all my life.
Still after the first million before you're 30?
No, I'll settle for half of that in cash.
Well, your Aunt Tilly and I are sure going to miss you.
And I'm going to miss all of you, too. That's for sure. Say, do you mind taking things up to the house? I think I'll walk to the school and drop by and Harry's dance.
Have a good time, son.
And you did too, remember? That was the night you met Mary Hatch. Of course, you've known Mary all of your life. You grew up 3 or 4 years behind you, somewhere in the background. Tagged along until one of you boys finally noticed her and sent her on her way. But that never discouraged her, of course. Not her or any of the other girls, especially Violet and Mary. You just never took the bait until Harry's graduation party. That's the night you danced at Charleston all night with Mary Hatch until someone tripped the moving gym floor pool off. That's above the pool, and everyone fell in, or jumped in.
Buffalo gals, can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight?
Buffalo gals, can't you come out tonight? And dance by the light of the moon.
Hot dog, just like the church choir.
Beautiful.
You should have seen the commotion in that locker room. I just knocked down 3 people to get this stuff we're wearing now. I bet half the class jumped into that pool.
Well, half the town said it wasn't a good idea to build a gym floor over a swimming pool.
I wonder who turned the key.
Probably someone jealous who chose me to answer this.
You think?
Here, let me hold that old wet dress of yours. Hello.
Hello. You look at me as if you don't know me.
Well, I don't.
You've passed me on the street almost every day.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
No, that was a little girl named Mary Hatch. That couldn't have been you.
Well, do I look as funny as you do?
I guess I'm not quite the football type. You know, you look wonderful. Why, if it wasn't me talking, I'd say you're the prettiest girl in all town.
Well, why don't you say it?
I don't know. Maybe I will say it. How old are you anyway?
Well, you can't ask that.
Well, I am.
18.
18? Well, I was only last year. You were 17.
Well, too young or too old.
Oh, no. Just right. Your age fits you. Yes, sir. You look a little older without your clothes on. I mean, without a dress. You look older. I mean, younger. Sorry.
Sir, my drink, please.
A pox upon me for a clumsy lout. Your caboose, my lady.
You may kiss my hand. I was wandering down the street.
Okay, then. I'll throw a rock at the old Granville house.
Oh, no, George, don't. I love that old house.
No. You make a wish, and you try to break some glass, see, and you gotta be a pretty good shot nowadays with so many windows already broken out.
No, George, don't. It's full of romance, that old place. I'd like to live in it.
In that old place? I wouldn't live in as a ghost. Now watch, on the second story there.
Well, what'd you wish, George?
Not just one wish, Mary, a whole hatful. Now, I know what I'm gonna do tomorrow, and the next year, and the year after that. Why, I'm shaking the dust off this crummy little town, and I'm gonna see the world. Italy, Greece, the Parthenon, the Colosseum, and then I'm gonna go to school and see what I know, and I'm gonna build things. I'm gonna build airfields, and skyscrapers 100 stories high, and bridges a mile long. Hey, are you gonna throw a rock? Hey, that was a pretty good shot. What'd you wish, Mary?
Buffalo gals, can't you come out tonight?
Can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight?
Buffalo gals, can't you come out tonight? And dance by the light of the moon.
Which wish you threw that rock?
Oh no.
Oh, come on, tell me.
Look, I told you. Then it might not come true.
What is it you want, Mary? You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down. Say, that's a pretty good idea. I'll give you the moon, Mary.
I'll take it. Then what?
Then you can swallow it. It dissolves, see? And the moon just shoot at your fingers and your toes and the ends of your hair. Am I talking too much?
Yes, you are.
What?
Why don't you kiss her instead of talking her to death?
What?
Oh, you just wasted on the wrong people, Ernie. You're telling me, you just wasted.
Hey, hold on, Bert, Ernie, now come on back here. I'll show you some kissing that'll turn your head around.
George, come on, quick, your father's had a stroke.
Mary, I'm sorry, I gotta go.
Come on, George, let's hurry.
Check her out.
Please, help her now.
It's nice of you to come, Mr. Parker.
Well, I'd say your father was the building alone here in Bedford Falls, George.
I agree, Mr. Parker.
Of course, he wasn't a businessman, and that's what killed him. I don't mean any disrespect, George. God rest his soul. He was a man of high ideals, so-called. But ideals without common sense can ruin this town. So, at our next Board of Trustees meeting, I'm going to make a motion.
A motion?
That's right. A motion to dissolve the institution, turn its assets and liabilities over to receiver.
But Mr. Potter,
Take this loan application the board's jacked upon this morning to Ernie Bishop. You know that fellow's always walking around all day, delivering our mail. Usually late because he's always stopping to talk to everyone on his route. Well, anyway, I happen to know the bank turned down his loan, but he came to the building and loan, and we are willing to build him a house worth $5,000. Why?
I handled that, Mr. Potter. Well, you have all the papers there, his salary, insurance, and I can personally vouch for his character.
He's a friend of yours?
Yes, sir.
So if you played pool with the manager's son, you can borrow money. And what does it get the building loan? A discontented, lazy rabble instead of the thrifty working class? And all because a few starry-eyed dreamers like your father stirred them up and filled their heads with a lot of impossible ideas.
Now, just a minute, Mr. Potter. Now, you're right when you say my father was no businessman. Why, I know that. Why he ever started this cheap penny-ante building alone, now, I'll never know, but neither you nor anybody else can say anything against his character, because his whole life was, well, why, in the 25 years since he and Uncle Billy started this institution, he never once thought for himself or saved any money, but he did help a couple of people get out of your slums, Mr. Potter, and what's wrong with that? Now, just remember, this rabble you're talking about, they did most of the working and paying and living and dying in this community, but is it too much to have them work and pay and live and die in a couple of decent homes and a bath? Now, my father didn't think so. You see, they were human beings to him, but to you, a warped, frustrated old man, they're cattle. Well, in my book, Mr. Potter, my father died a much richer man than you'll ever be.
I am not interested in your book, young man. I'm talking about the building and loan.
I know very well what you're talking about. You're talking about something you can't get your fingers on, and it's galling you. That's what you're talking about. Well, thank you for stopping by, Mr. Potter. I'll see you at the meeting.
But you're not on the board.
I hold my father's proxy so I can attend. Now, the way I see it, Mr. Potter, this town needs our family's one-horse institution if only have someplace to go without crawling to you.
Get me out of here. Sentimental hogwash. I'm still going to make my motion, young man. And then you'll see who has the power in this town.
But they spoke eloquently at the board meeting, and they turned Potter down, remember?
But on one condition, the handbag.
That you take over your father's place of building and loan. And you did. And you turned over all of your college money to your brother Harry.
And Harry became a football star. I mean, second team All-American.
And you got 4 years older.
That's for nothing.
Hello.
What are you doing? Pushing on the road?
Oh, no, I've given up on that. Just getting some air.
You know, Mary Hatch is back from school.
Yeah.
Came back 3 days ago. Nice girl. Married. The kind that can help you find the answers, George.
Yeah.
Now give me one good reason why you shouldn't call on Mary.
Sure. Sam Wainwright. Oh, yeah, Sam's crazy about Mary.
Well, she's not crazy about him.
Well, how do you know? What, she discussed it with you?
Well, no.
Well, how do you know then?
I've got eyes, haven't I? Why, she lights up like a firefly whenever you're around.
Oh.
And besides, Sam Wainwright's away in New York, and you're here in Bedford Falls.
And all's fair in love and war.
Well, I don't know about war.
You know, Mother, I can see right through you. Right to your back hollow. Trying to get rid of me, are you?
Uh-huh.
Well, here's your hat. What's your hurry? All right, Mother, old building alone pal, if you insist. I'll go out and find a girl and do a little passion.
George!
Now, if you'll just point me in the right direction. This direction? Good night, Mrs. Bailey.
Hello, Georgie Porgy.
Oh, hello, Vi. How's business at Ye Old Fashioned Permanent Wig Shop?
Not a tidal wave yet, but I've got some sitting others in. Thanks to you. What gives with you?
Oh, nothing.
Where are you going?
I'll probably end up down at the library somewhere.
Georgie, I don't ever get tired of just reading about things.
Why, yes. Yes, I do. What are you doing tonight?
Not a thing.
Are you game by? Let's make a night of it.
So I love it, Georgie. What'll we do?
Let's go out into the field and take off our shoes and walk through the grass.
Huh?
And then we can climb Mount Bedford up to the falls and smell the pines, and we'll watch the sunrise against the peaks, and everybody will be talking. There'll be terrific scandal.
Walk in the grass at 5 bare feet. George, have you gone crazy? And Mount Bedford, it's gotta be a 10-mile hike at least. Who would want to climb all the way to the top of Mount Bedford?
Okay, it's just a crazy idea. Just forget the whole thing.
You're telling me. Good night, George.
Well, there you are.
Oh, hello, Mary. I just happened to be passing by.
Yes, I noticed. Have you made up your mind?
How's that?
Have you made up your mind?
About what?
About paying a visit. Your mother phoned and said that you were on your way over.
My mother called you? What? How did she know?
Didn't you tell her?
Well, no, I didn't tell anybody. I was just walking and happened to be passing by.
Well, do you want to come up on the porch and sit a minute?
I guess I could stay for a little, but I didn't tell anybody that I was coming over here. When'd you get back?
Oh, Tuesday.
Where'd you get that dress?
Do you like it?
It's okay. I thought you'd go back up to New York like Sam and Itchy the rest of the time.
I worked there for a couple of vacations, but I don't know. I guess I was just homesick.
Homesick? For Bedford Falls?
Well, yes, my friends, my family, and everything. Aren't you coming up on the porch?
Well, I guess I can stay for a minute, but I want you to know I didn't tell anybody that I was coming over here.
Would you rather leave?
Well, no. I mean, I don't want to be rude.
Come on up. Buffalo gals, can't you come out tonight?
Can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight?
Buffalo gals, can't you come out
tonight and dance by the light of the moon?
Mary, who's down there with you?
It's George Bailey, Mother.
George Bailey, what does he want?
I don't know. What do you want?
Me? Not a thing.
He's making violent love to me, Mother.
Right back home, we don't leave the house either. Sam Maynard comes to Clark from New York tonight. There he is now. Night, George.
I better be going.
Oh, no, wait a minute.
Mary, get the phone.
Hello? Sam Wainwright, how are you? Oh, you'll never guess who's here. George Bailey. George, it's Sam. He wants to talk to you.
Me?
Hurry, it's long distance.
Hello, Sam?
Well, George Baileyowski. Hey, a fine pal you are. What are you trying to do? Steal my girl?
What are you talking about? Nobody's trying to steal your girl. Here's Mary.
No, wait a minute. I want to talk to them both. Tell Mary to get on the extension.
He wants you to get on the extension.
Oh, Mother's on the extension. Come here. We're listening, Sam.
I have a big deal coming up that's going to make us all rich. George, you remember that night in Martini's bar when you told me you read someplace about making plastics out of soybeans?
Huh? Soybeans, sure.
Well, Dad snapped up the idea. He's going to build a factory outside of Rochester. And now here's the point. Mary, you're in on this too. Now listen up. George, have you got any money?
Huh? Well, a little.
Now listen up. I want you to put every cent you've got into our stocks. You hear? And I may have a job for you. That is unless you're still married to that broken down building alone. This is the biggest thing since radio, and I'm letting you on the ground floor. Mary?
I'm here.
Would you tell that guy I'm giving him the chance of a lifetime? You're the chance of a lifetime.
Now, you listen to me. I don't want any plastics. I don't want any ground floors. I don't want to get married ever to anyone. You understand that? I want to do what I want to do. And you're, oh, Mary.
George.
Count it, Mary.
I feel like a bootlegger's wife. Look!
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna shoot the works. A whole week in Bermuda, a whole week in New York, the highest hotels, the oldest champagne, the richest caviar, the hottest music, and the prettiest wife.
That does it. Then what?
Then what, honey?
After that, who cares?
That does it. Come here.
I hate to bring anything up, but there's something funny going on down at the bank. I've never really seen one, but it has all the earmarks of a run. If you got anyone in the bank books, you better hurry.
I've gotta go. I'll be just a minute, Mary.
George, stop.
I'll be just a minute.
You should bring Sam.
What's the meaning of this, Uncle Billy? A holiday?
This is what you call a pickle, George. A real pickle.
All right, now, how did it happen? How did it all start?
How does anything like this ever stop? All I know is the bank called out loan.
When?
An hour ago, I had to hand over all our cash.
All of it?
Yes, and it still was less we owe.
Holy mackerel!
The whole town's gone crazy.
Mr. Potter, to what do we owe this unexpected visit?
George, there's a rumor around town that you're going to be closing your doors early. Is that true?
Not for another 10 minutes. That's our regular closing time.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. George, are you all right? Do you want me to call the sheriff?
What for?
Well, moms get pretty ugly sometimes, you know.
I can assure you, Mr. Potter, all of our customers are very polite.
I'm sure. George, I'm going all out to help in this crisis. I am just guaranteed the bank sufficient funds to meet their needs. They'll close down for a week and then reopen.
You've taken over the bank.
I may lose a fortune, but I'm willing to guarantee your people too. Just bring your shares over to the bank, and I will pay 50 cents on the dollar.
I'm sure that won't be necessary, Mr. Potter. Now, we'll take care of all of our customers right here.
Well, just make sure you don't close your doors before 6 p.m. or you'll never reopen. Ladies, gentlemen, remember, 50 cents on the dollar.
You never miss a trick, do you, Mr. Potter? Well, you're gonna miss this one. All right, now, don't panic, folks. You heard Mr. Potter. The bank will reopen in a week.
But I got my money here, George. I'll take it now.
No, Miss Andrews, you're thinking of this place all wrong, as if I had the money back in the safe. Why? The money's not here. The money's in the Grages' house next to yours, and the Kennedy house, and Mrs. Mackin's house, and 100 others. Why? You're lending them the money to build, and then they're going to pay it back to you best they can. Now, what are you going to do? Foreclose on them?
I've got $242 in your George Bailey. And $242 isn't going to break anybody.
All right. Now, you sign this, and you'll get your money back in 60 days.
60 days?
Now, that's what you agreed to when you bought your shares. Now, come on, Miss Andrews. Stick to your original agreement. Give us 60 days on this.
Are you going to go to Potter's? Better get half the money.
Miss Andrews, stop. Wait, please. Now, listen. If Potter gets a hold of this building alone, there'll never be another decent house built in this town. Why? He's already got charge of the bank. He's got the bus line. He's got the department stores. And now he's after us. Why? Because we're cutting on his business. That's why. And because he wants you to be living in his slums and paying the kind of rent that he decides. Well, we can't let him. We have to stick together. We have to have faith in each other.
But my husband hasn't much over a year and I need money.
Paul might want to go to the bank.
We have doctor bills to pay.
Yes, George, I need cash.
I can't feed my kids on faith.
How much do you need?
Hey, that's right. I've got $2,000. Here's $2,000. That'll tide us over until the bank reopens. Now, how much do you need?
$242.
Miss Andrews, just enough to tide you over until the bank reopens. How much will it take?
I got $242.
Here you are.
That'll foreclose my account.
No, your account's still here. That's a loan.
I got $300, George.
All right. Just enough to tide you over until the bank reopens. How much will it take?
It was $20.
$20. Now you're talking. Fine, thanks. All right, Miss Thompson.
What is your own money, George?
No, you don't worry about that. Now, how much do you need?
I'll go on my $20, all right?
$20.
And I'll sign paper.
No, you don't have to sign anything. I'll know you'll pay it back as soon as you can. That's okay. All right, Mrs. Martini.
We have $17.50.
Bless your heart. Of course you can have it. You have 50 cents. Here, you take over.
I think we're going to make it, George. I think we're going to make it.
So do I. booming.
Well, at least you have a place to come into. Most of the windows are broken out, and the roof leaks in a place or two, but the structure's sound and there isn't a crack in the foundation.
What are you talking about?
32 Sycamore.
32 Sycamore, but that's...
Do you remember the night we broke the windows? That's what I wished for, and I've been saving ever since. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary? Why, we've only been married an hour.
1 hour, 29 minutes, and 40 some odd seconds to be exact. Soon enough to celebrate, I'd say. Wouldn't you?
Darling, you're wonderful.
4, 5, 6.
Bingo!
We made it. We're still in business. We've got $2 left.
Well, pop the champagne. I say we're a couple of financial wizards.
Those Rockefellers.
Open the safe for these great big, important simoleons.
Save them for seed.
Here's to Papa Dollar and to Mama Dollar. And if you want the old building alone to stay in business, you better have a family real quick.
I wish they were rabbits.
Wait, that's right, Aunt Tilly. Did you guys on the building? Rabbits. Here's to the rabbits.
Rabbits!
Bread, so that this house may never know hunger. Salt, so that life may always have flavor.
And wine. Joy and prosperity may reign forever. Enter the Martini Castle.
Yes, Mrs. Bailey talking about Mr. Potter. It's cutting deeper and deeper into the rental profits.
Bailey family has been a boil on my neck long enough.
Mr. Bailey has just arrived, sir.
Good. Tell him to it. Go on.
As you know, he's built a whole subdivision out next to the cemetery. Dozens and dozens of the prettiest little homes I've ever saw. I'm seriously thinking of purchasing one myself.
Don't you dare.
Point is, Mr. Potter, 90% of the residents used to pay rent to you. Now, if I were you, Mr. Potter,
What do you not mean?
as I say, I'm just a lowly business owner. But if you're not careful, one of these days...
I'm a businessman, Miss Carter. I don't have time for idle conjecture. Good day. Come into my revenue, will you? I'll show you a trick or two, Mr. Bailey.
Yes, sir?
Send Bailey in.
Right away, sir. This please,
Thank you.
Good morning, George. So good to see you.
This is quite an unusual request, Mr. Potter.
What's that?
You're asking for me to pay you a visit?
Don't know what's so unusual about it. I just thought the two of us should get better acquainted. Here. How's it going?
Thank you, sir. This is quite a cigar.
Like it? I'll send you lots.
Well, now I suppose I'd find out sooner or later, but just what exactly did you call me for?
That's just what I like so much about you. George, I'm an old man, and most people hate me. I don't like them either, so that makes it all up. You know, as well as I do, that I own practically everything in this town, but the Bailey building alone. You know, also, for a number of years I've been trying to get control of it, or kill it. But I have not been able to do that. You have been stopping me. In fact, you've beaten me, George. As anyone in this county can tell you, that takes some doing. Take during the Depression, for instance. You and I were the only ones to keep our heads. You save the Bailey building alone, I see all the rest.
Yes, well, most people say you stole all the rest.
The envious ones say that, George. Suckers. Now, I have stated my side, quite frankly. Let's go ahead and take a look at your side. A man, 27, 28, married, making, say, 40 a week?
45.
45. Of which, after supplying for your wife and mother and paying your bills, you're looking, say, 10, if you skimp. a child or two comes along, and you won't even be able to say pretend. Now, if this young man of 28 was a common, ordinary yokel, I'd say he was doing fine. But George Bailey is not a common, ordinary yokel. He's an intelligent, smart, and ambitious young man who hates his job, who hates the building alone, almost as much as I do. A young man, smartest one in the crowd, mind you. A young man has to sit around, frittering away to a bunch of garlic eaters, because he's been dying to get out on his own ever since he was born. But he has not been able to do so. Therefore, what did you do?
Now, what exactly is your point, Mr. Potter?
My point? My point is, I want to hire you.
Hire me?
Yes, I want you to manage my affairs, run my properties. George, I'll start you out at $20,000 a year.
$20,000 a year?
You wouldn't mind living in the nicest house in town, buying your wife a lot of fine clothes, a couple of business trips to New York a year, maybe once in a while to Europe. You wouldn't mind that, would you, George?
Would I? Now, you're not talking to somebody else around here, are you? You know, this is me. You remember me? This is George Bailey.
Oh, yes, George Bailey. Whose ship has just come in, provided he has the brains enough to climb aboard.
Now, what about the building alone?
Oh, confounded young man, are you afraid of success? I am offering you a 3-year contract starting at $20,000 a year. Now, is it a deal, or isn't it?
Well, I know I ought to jump at this opportunity, but do you think you could give me 24 hours to think it over?
Sure. You go on home and talk it over with you.
I'd like to do that.
In the meantime, I'll drop the papers.
All right, sir.
Okay, George.
Okay, Mr. Potter. No, wait a minute here. No, I don't need to talk to anybody. I know the answer is no, doggone it. Why, you sit around here and you spin your little webs and you think the whole world revolves around you and your money. Well, it doesn't, Mr. Potter. Why, in the whole vast configuration of things, I say we're nothing but a circular little spider, you, and that goes for you, too. And it goes for you, too.
Nervous.
Why in the world would you ever marry a guy like me?
Well, to keep from being an old maid, of course.
You could have married Sam Wainwright or anybody else in town.
Well, I didn't want to marry anybody else in town, George. I want my baby to look like you.
I didn't even get you a proper honeymoon. Why, I promised you. Your what?
My baby?
What, Mary, are you on the nest?
In a manner of speaking.
Well, what is it? A boy or a girl?
You were on top of the world then, George. Couldn't have been happier.
That was nearly 10 years ago. We've gone through war since then.
Yes, and your wife has given birth to not one, but 4 beautiful children. And your brother Harry has been decorated with the Congressional Medal of Honor. President decorates Harry Bailey.
That was the headline in this morning's paper.
Yes, this morning, day before Christmas, around 10 a.m. That's when it all began, wasn't it? Ah, yes. You were out buying a Christmas wreath and Uncle Billy. Oh, yes, Uncle Billy. Uncle Billy was on his way to the bank.
Extra, extra.
couldn't be one of the Bailey boys, could it? You just can't keep those Baileys down, now can you, Mr. Potter?
How does slacker George feel about it?
Oh, very jealous. Oh, yes, very jealous. Only lost 3 buttons off his vest, of course. Slacker George could have got 2 of those medals if he'd been allowed to go.
I know. He had a bad ear.
That's right. Of course, some people like George had to stay home. Not every heel was in Germany or Japan.
Give me back my paper. Borrow it if you want to drool over it. Go on, scat, shoot.
Wait a minute.
Hey!
No. Wait a minute. Why not? Yes. Why not? All right, take me straight to the bank. I said, hurry, take me straight to the bank.
Extra, read all about it.
George, it's Harry on long distance from Washington.
Harry, what do you know about that?
I reversed the charges. Is that all right?
What do you mean is all right? For a hero? Oh, Harry, old 7-kind son of a gun. Congratulations. How's Mother standing? Oh, she did. Mother had lunch with the president's wife.
What did they have?
What did they have to eat? Oh, Harry, you should see what they're cooking up in town for you. Oh, are they? The Navy's gonna fly by their home this afternoon.
Oh, no way.
What? Uncle Billy, has Uncle Billy come in yet?
No, he's on his way home, though.
He's not here right now, Harry, but no, listen. Oh, now tell me about it. What?
The bank examiner.
Oh, you just talk to Aunt Tilly again in a minute, will you? I'll be right back. Oh, hello, yes, of course. 7 miles. Hello, Miss
Carter, thanks, Emily.
Miss Carter. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
We're all excited out here. My brother just got the Congressional Medal of Honor. The president just decorated.
Well, I guess they do those things. I trust you had a good year?
Good year. Well, between you and me, Miss Carter, we're good.
Very funny.
Yes. Well, you just step into my office over here.
Although I shouldn't wonder when you okay reverse charges on personal long-distance calls. Should I hang up?
No, he wants to talk to Uncle Billy. You just hold on.
Now, if you will cooperate, I would like to finish with you by tonight. I want to spend Christmas in Elmira with my sister and her family.
I don't blame you at all, Miss Carter. Now, just step right here. Uncle Billy has everything all laid out.
Uncle Billy phone.
Not now, I can't talk to anyone now.
It's your nephew.
Harry? Hello. Yes, everything's fine.
Mr. Bailey? Yes? Oh, another Mr. Bailey. Well, you'll do just fine. Possibly better. May I see you for a moment? I have some questions.
Me? Yes, I'll be right. Where's George? He's off to that lab. I'll need to see him as soon as he gets out.
Well, it takes a lot of character to leave your hometown and start all over.
No, George, no.
Well, here now, you're broke, aren't you?
I know, but
Now, what are you going to do? Hawk your furs or that hat? Want to walk all the way up to New York? You know, they charge for meals and rent up there just the same as they do here in Bedford Falls.
yeah, sure.
It's a loan. That's my business. Bill and a loan. Besides, you'll get a job. Good luck to you.
I'm glad I know you, George, really.
Say hello to New York for me. What? Oh, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, George.
Mr. Bailey, there seems to be a problem.
Problem? How do you mean?
George, can I see for a moment? Oh,
Oh, what's the problem, Uncle Billy? What?
Was it you that year?
No.
Then you did hear me.
I'm afraid so. How much? That much? Are you sure?
Yes. I was counting. I think.
You think, Uncle Billy, you have to find that money?
I'm no good to you, George.
Listen to me, do you have any secret hiding place in your house? Some place you could have put the money?
No, nothing like that.
Listen to me, listen to me. Think, think.
I
have any George. I have, and I can't think anymore.
Now listen to me. Where's that money, you silly, stupid old fool? Where's that money? Don't you realize what it means? It means bankruptcy and scandal and prison. Yes, that's what it means. It means one of us is going to jail. Well, it's not going to be me.
Hello, darling.
Hello, Daddy.
How do you like it? Oh, bless you. Did you bring the wreath?
Daddy, did you bring the Christmas wreath?
Wreath? What wreath?
The Christmas wreath for the window.
No, I left it at the office.
Well, is it snowing?
Yes, it just started.
Oh,
I
Matt.
left it at the office.
Hey, what's the matter?
Nothing's the matter. Everything's fine.
Well, isn't it wonderful about Harry? We're famous, George. I bet I had 50 calls today on the parade, the banquet. Oh, and your mother, she's so excited. She went
Must
on.
she keep playing that?
She's practicing for the party tonight, Daddy. Mom says we can stay until midnight and sing Christmas carols. You can stay up too, Daddy.
Better hurry and shave, George. The families will be here soon.
Families? I don't want any families over here.
Daddy, how do you spell Franklin?
I don't know, ask your mother. Zuzu, what's the matter with you?
She just got a cold, caught it coming home from school. They gave her a flower for a prize, and she didn't want to crush it, so she didn't button up her coat. Go to bed, darling.
I want to get my flower a drink.
Now, what do you have, Zuzu? A sore throat or what?
Oh, it's just a cold. The doctor says it's nothing serious.
The doctor? What, was the doctor here?
Well, yes, of course. I called him right away. He says it's nothing to worry about.
Now, are you running a temperature, little one?
I don't think so.
Just a teensy one. 99.6. She'll be all right.
You better have back upstairs, Zuzu. This floor's cold.
But my flower, she needs a drink.
Now!
I'll give this flutter up in a minute. Now, go along.
Is this old house? I don't know why we don't all have pneumonia, this drafty old barn. Might as well be living in a refrigerator. Now, why do you have to stick here in the first place and stick around this measly, crummy old town?
George, please tell me, what's the matter? Who's responding, Bill? I'll get it. Hello? Yes, this is Mrs. Bailey. Oh, thank you, Mrs. Mulch. I'm sure she'll be all right. The doctor says that she ought to be out of bed in time to have her Christmas dinner.
Is that Zuzu's teacher? Let me speak to her. Hello. Hello. This is George Bailey. This is Zuzu's father. Say, what kind of teacher are you anyway, staying at home half naked like that? Don't you realize she'll probably end up with pneumonia on the account of you? Now, is this the sort of thing we pay taxes for? To have silly, stupid, careless people like you? Instead of children with pathetic clothes on. Now, maybe my children are as dress kids. Maybe they'll have decent clothes. Oh, that's stupid.
Hello? Oh, Mrs. Mulch, I'm so sorry. I want to apologize. Hello? Hello? She's hung up.
I'll hang her up. I'll get it. Hello, who is this? Oh, Mr. Welch. Oh, I'm so glad you called. Give me a chance to tell you what I really think of your wife. What? Oh, you will, huh? Okay, Mr. Welch. Anytime you think you're man enough. Hello. He hung up.
Daddy, how do you spell Franklin?
I don't know. What do you think I am, a dictionary? No. And Jamie, haven't you learned that silly tune yet? Now you played it over and over again. Now just stop it. Stop it. I'm in trouble, Mr. Potter. some sort of accident. My company's short in their accounts. Bank examiner's not there today. I need to raise $8,000 immediately.
Yeah, so that's what the reporters wanted to ask you about.
The reporters?
Yes, they called me up from your building in Rome. Oh, there's a man over there in the DA's office, too. Looking for you.
Mr. Potter, can't you help me, please? Can't you see what means to me and my family? I'll give you any sort of bonus on the loan. If you still want the building alone,
George, could it be possible that there's a slight discrepancy in the books?
No, sir, there's nothing wrong with the books. I just misplaced $8,000. I can't find it anywhere.
You misplaced $8,000?
Yes, sir.
Have you notified the police?
No, sir, I didn't want the publicity. Now, here's homecoming tomorrow.
They're going to believe that. What have you been doing, George? Playing the market with the company's money?
No, sir.
What is it then? A woman? You know, it's all over town that you've been giving money to Violet Peterson.
What?
Not that it makes any difference to me, but why would you? Why don't you go to the same way right and ask him for the money?
I can't get a hold of him. He's in Europe.
Well, what about all your other friends?
They don't have that kind of money, Mr. Potter. You know that. You're the only person in this town who can help me.
I see. I've someday become quite important. What kind of security would I have, George? Have you any stocks?
No, sir.
Bonds? Real estate? Collateral of any kind?
I have some life insurance, a $15,000 policy.
How much is in your equity?
$500.
Look at you. You used to be so cocky. You were going to go out and conquer the world. You once called me a warped-frustrated old man. What are you but a warped-frustrated young man? A miserable little clerk, crawling in here on his hands and knees, begging for help. No securities, no stocks, no bonds, nothing but a measly little $500 equity in a life insurance policy. You're worth more dead than alive. Why don't you go to the local riffraff you love so much and ask them to let you have $8,000? You know why? Because they'd run you out of town on a rail. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do for you, George. Since the state examiner is still here, as a stockholder of building and loan, I'm going to swear out a warrant for your arrest. Misappropriation of funds, manipulation, malfeasance. No. All right, George, go ahead. You can't hide in a little town like this.
Oh, God. You've got to help me out here.
God rest ye merry gentlemen. George Bailey, is that you? Come on and join us.
Not tonight, Mr. Martini.
Wait a minute. Did he call you George Bailey?
That's right. This is Mr. George Bailey. He's the brother of the young man who has just been awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor.
The next time you talk to my wife like that, you'll get worse. She cried for an hour and couldn't even come out with us tonight. It is enough. She said she can hear stupid kids how to read and write and not to bawl around. Forget about it. I'm going home.
Come on, everyone. It's Christmas Eve. Aren't we supposed to be spreading good cheer?
Yes. Aren't we going to sing anymore?
Of course we are. Come on, everyone. You all right, George?
Yeah, sure.
You want me to take you home?
I'm fine, Ernie. I'm waiting for someone. You just go on with your friends.
Sure.
Where's my life insurance? Ernie, please, just go.
Are you coming?
I'll be there in a second. Are you sure you're all right, George?
I'm sure.
Great. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. God, dear Father in heaven, I'm not a praying man. If you're up there, you can hear me. Show me the way. I'm at the end of my loop. Show me the way, God.
And that's where I came in.
You mean you actually heard my prayer from all the way up there?
Yes, yours and over a dozen others. You'd be sure surprised how many people care about you, George.
Not after they find out I've ruined their lives.
You haven't ruined their life, George. Besides, it's your fault.
I'm the president of the company. I'm the one to be held accountable. You just ask Potter, he'll tell you.
And you think killing yourself would make everyone feel better?
I don't know. I suppose it was better if I'd never been born at all.
What'd you say?
I said I wish I'd never been born.
George, I already told you. You must not say things like that you don't... Wait a minute. That's not a bad idea. What do you think? Yeah, that'll do. All right, George. You got your wish. You've never been born. You don't have to make all that fuss about it.
What did you say?
You got your wish. You've never been born. No worries, no obligations, no powder chasing you down to the sheriff. No $8,000 to get.
Say something else in that ear.
All right. You can hear out of it.
That's the doggonest thing. I haven't heard it out of the ear since I was a kid. Now, wait a minute. What's going on here?
Wish you a Merry Christmas. Two more suckers. Let's sing that.
Dominic?
That's my name, and this is my poison. You want some?
Mr. Martini, don't you recognize me?
Dominic, he knows your name now. You gotta sing.
Where's your wife? Where's Mrs. Martini?
She's home. They're all home. And that makes a Merry Christmas, doesn't it, Janice?
But I just saw her a minute ago with just a bunch of other women and children, too.
Where? What are you talking about? You're not about to snitch on us, are you?
Wait a minute. I know you. You hit me.
I did? You hear that? I already hit him. Did it hurt? Let me try again.
Oh, leave the sucker alone. He's worse off than we are.
Got everyone. Here comes that panhandler. He's got up again.
Ah, let's get out of
Hey,
here.
do one of you guys got a dime or two you could spare? Or a drink? I'd settle for a drink.
Mr. Goward, this is me. Don't you remember me? This is George Bailey.
I know. Let's get out of here. Now I know I don't like you. That roundhead spent 20 years in jail for poisoning a kid.
And no, you gotta be a joker yourself. Come on, let's get out of here.
Wait for me. Wait for me.
You see, George, we weren't there to stop Scout from giving that kid the poison capsule, so the kid died.
What are you talking about? I wasn't there. Now, listen, I distinctly remember.
You got your wish, George. You've never been born.
If I've never been born, then who am I?
You're nobody. You have no identity.
What do you mean, no identity? Listen, my name is George Bailey. I was born July 12, 1970, right here in Bedford Falls.
You can try finding a public record of it, but you won't find any. Besides, this is in Bedford Falls. It's more Pottersville.
Pottersville? No.
I'm afraid so. And there is no George Bailey. Never has been. You see, George, you've been given a great gift. A chance to see what life would be like without you.
Violet.
That's what they call me.
Oh, am I glad to see you.
Well, I'm glad to see you too. New and who gave you my name?
This is George.
Of course you are. If anyone asks, I've never seen you before.
But we grew up together.
Oh, I don't think so, but I sure wish we had.
Violet, you've got to remember.
Well, I got all night. You wanna tell me about it?
Your name is Violet Peterson. You were born 1910. No, wait, 1911. And you graduated right here from the local high school.
Wait a minute. What are you? Some sort of private eye? I should know. Don't you guys ever give it a rest? It's Christmas Eve for
No,
God's
you
sake.
don't understand.
Oh, yes, I do. Well, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. That's my motto. So give it a rest and get out of here.
Violet!
George, or whatever your name is, before I make a telephone call. And I don't think you let me do that. Merry Christmas.
Boarding house? What's going on here?
Well, what do you want? If you're looking for a room, there's no vacancy.
No, please. I'm lost. I need to sort some things out. Could you please let me in?
I told you I've got a vacancy. Besides, I don't take in strangers unless they're referred by someone. Try over on Maple Street, 163.
No, I know your brother-in-law, Uncle Billy.
How do you know him?
I've seen him around.
When? When did you see him around?
Just today, over at his house.
That's a lie. He's been in the state asylum for over 5 years, ever since he lost his business.
Harry. Your son, Harry.
My only son, who broke through the ice and drowned at the age of 9.
No, he went to war. He's a hero. We got the Congressional Medal of Honor. He's going on tomorrow.
I'm going to call police.
Interesting, isn't it? he leaves an awful hole, doesn't he?
He saved the lives of every man on that transport.
Every man on that transport died. Harry wasn't there to save them because you weren't there to save Harry. See, George, you really had a wonderful life. Don't you see what a waste would be to throw it all away?
Clarence,
Yes, George?
where's Mary?
Oh, well, I don't.
If you know where she is, please tell me. Is she alive?
No, she's alive and she never married, but something happened.
Mary.
There's gotta be an easier way to get my wings.
Mary.
Who are you? What do you want?
This is George.
Get away from me, I'll scream.
This is George. Mary, what's happened to us?
I don't know what you're talking about.
This is George, your husband, George.
Please don't touch me. I can't stand anyone.
Mary! Mary!
Help me.
Clarence! Clarence! Help me, Clarence! Give me back. I don't care what happens to me. Just give me back to my wife and kids. Please. I want to live again. I want to live again.
George, are you alright?
I didn't do anything, I swear.
What are you talking about? What is the sand going on?
No, don't. George. Bert. Bert, do you know me?
No, you are. You think I'm going to know something, right? Half the towns are now.
Mary!
Yeah, Mary called, so did Martini, and your Uncle Bill, and even your mother called. So what's going on?
What's going on? Why, look, it's breathing, it's moving, it's alive. Merry Christmas, Bert!
I think I better take you home.
No, I'm fine. Honestly, I'm fine, Bert. Mary! Well, Miss Van Xander.
Mr. Bailey, there's a dentist we must talk to.
Yes, isn't it wonderful? Merry Christmas! Mary, look at this wonderful trapty house. Mary, have you seen my wife?
Merry Christmas, Daddy!
Kids! Oh, you wonderful kids, I can eat you up. But where's your mother?
She went looking for your Uncle Billy.
George, darling! Hello.
Hallelujah!
George! Oh, George.
Mary, let me touch you. You're real.
Oh, George.
You have no idea what's happened to me.
No, I don't. Oh, never mind. You come sit right over here. And don't move. They're coming now, George. I hear them. It's a miracle. A miracle. Uncle Billy, Bert, everyone, in here.
Isn't it wonderful? Mary did it. She told the people you were in trouble, and they scattered all over town collecting money. You've never seen anything like it.
Is this George? No.
George. Now they're on all day. We wouldn't have a roof over my head if it wasn't for you, George. Merry Christmas. Nothing to do with George?
Anytime, Mr. Bailey.
Made up the rounds of all my charge accounts, sir.
I've changed my mind. I'm not going.
Quiet, everybody, quiet. This is from London. Mr. Gower cables you need cash. Stop. My office instructed you to advance you up to $25,000. Stop. Merry Christmas, Sam Wainwright.
Harry!
Looks like I got here just in time. Anyone got wine? Champagne? I want to make a toast. My big brother George, richest man in town. Wait a minute. I almost forgot. When I was at the airport, some crazy little man handed this to me. I'm going to give it to you directly.
Tom Sawyer? Who'd give you a beat-up copy of Tom Sawyer?
Dear George, remember, no man is a failure who has friends. Thank you for the wings. Love, Clarence. A gift from a very dear friend of mine, just like all of you. Merry Christmas.
Listen, Daddy.
What is it, darling?
Hear the bell? Teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
That's right. Attaboy, Clarence.
Shall